we could reflect on the past, but today, 100 people control the same amount of wealth as 3.5 billion people. That's the new world order on the Oxfam stats. The poorest thrive, half the population of the world has as much money as 100 most wealthiest individuals. Is that sustainable? It's inevitable almost when you see the elitism and the corruption and the negligence. The moral negligence that was behind that decision, neo-conservative agenda to come to the heartland of dock workers and bust a union that had unionised largely the world. Dock workers around the world, seafarers, as Jimmy indicated, they get on from the Scousers, Liverpool Irishmen, the rest of them. Come down through New Zealand, over to New York, up in Canada, the big strikes in Canada, people that were forged out of the hard struggle of poverty, who knew what collectivism was about, who knew that politics was about engagement and knew that industrial strength was about all of us sticking together and going the distance. Unionise the world. What a better place to start. In the same place that Thatcher ruptured the coal miners. In the same place, if you're going to send a signal to the international working class, start in Liverpool. We never learnt the lesson. But as I said before, the reason that Len's here and I'm here and you should be congratulated, you blokes, because it wasn't a failure. It was in the face of this enormous struggle that was coming, the storm that was coming. And still coming, as Lenny indicated today, with these new conservative laws in the UK. Designed on success in Australia, designed on success in New Zealand, designed on success in the right to work states of the United States of America. Being able to dissociate unions from workers. Be able to take away their rights of engagement and their rights of activity. All of the lessons that they accumulate in the neo-conservative agenda, starting here from Liverpool in that day at that time. Success after success after success. And now with the confidence of the government of Australia again, newly arraigned in their new conservatives, and a royal commission into trade unions, not into employers, into trade unions in Australia. Systematic discrimination, a royal commission for Christ's sakes. So there's big lessons and salutary lessons for us to go forward. And this celebration, it is a celebration. I was talking to Jimmy last night about it. You know, it's a celebration because it helped us reclaim our institutions. What a tremendous contribution it was by Len. You know, that he made the statement that Bill Morris never made on the public record and made the declaration that will never happen again. Now that's the spirit that's going to rebuild our communities and rebuild our movement, that reconnects it. So I came here with a delegation of young working men and women, some of them in the Hutchison dispute you've been reading and hearing about, and some of you were in the room yesterday, where people had been recruited 2 years ago, no background, their fathers and mothers weren't part of dock workers or seafarers' families, they recruited in aspirational young Australians. They're here now, unemployed, because they're not differentiating against the generations that came before us. They're not differentiating about all the success on the Liverpool docks or the Australian docks or the Harry Bridges of the world or the Elliott v. Elliots or the Jack Jones. They're not discriminating against generations and generations of militant activity and political activity. They're discriminating against organised labour because they know we're essential to the future economy of the world. And they don't want working men and women in the centre of it. And they don't want you to have your voice. And they don't want you to have a trade union. And the same reasons 100 people control the same wealth as 3.5 billion is because they're determined to get rid of us. And they'll use all their power and all their strength and all of their determination to do that. And that's what the Liverpool Dockers Strike is about today. That's what it was about 20 years ago. That's what it's going to be about in 10 years or 20 years. A reminder of courage. A reminder of determination. A reminder that if you're prepared to go out and fight for your rights, you're an inspiration to others. The neoconservative agenda is just another word for elitism and greed. Something about for the few and not the many. Something about for the healthy and not the sick. Something about for the wealthy and not the poor. See, when we stand here, and I'll finish, a lot of, and I don't want to repeat, Lenny said many of the things forged from the same mould that we are, the Liverpool Dockers generation. Generation of fighters that went and reclaimed our institutions, reclaimed the transport and general workers, and we heard that today and transformed it into Unite. Bobby Crow and Mick Nose, together with him, reclaimed the RMT, seafarers and railway workers. Because when you've got a model of inspiration, when you connect to young people, men and women, the young woman here today from Australia, who was sacked with a sister and a father, not from a dockworkers generational family, from an aspirational family in Australia that believe in trade unionism because they have seen the face of elitism in the job and can't believe it, and is prepared to get out there and get that message across. You got your message across to us. We're going to continue to reclaim the institution. You've got Sharon Burrow now in the ITUC, progressive women reclaiming their rights in the workplace and the community, women fighting and winning the violence against them that is endemic to this whole elitist agenda. You know what elitism is about? It's about separating worker from worker, men from women, old people from young people, ageism, racism, ethnicity, whatever they do to divide us, getting rid of trade unions, putting in doubt, contracting out, getting people to scab, all the messages, dividing the working class, dividing our capacity, dividing our potential. Well, we're here today to celebrate our collectivism. We're here to reclaim our communities, just not in Liverpool, just not in Sydney, just not in Charleston, just not in Los Angeles. We are here for the future. We want to reclaim this world, and you've given us the courage and determination to go forward. Congratulations.